Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. And if you notice, I've been kind of rocking, hopefully, I've been kind of rocking the videos showing, just rocking the women for March, Women's History, International Women, all that, excuse me, all that. Let me get my water. It's morning, so I have to pump up the voice. So I hope everybody is doing wonderful. It's been a fabulous week. And if you're probably saying to yourself, well, Barbara, I haven't had such a fabulous week. It's been kind of slow. I've been kind of tired. Da, 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 da. And I want to say, you know what? One thing I want you to remember every time you feel that way, because I got to do this for me. So when I tell you something, I always come back to me with it too, because it has to go all together, right? We woke up. I'm here this morning. You're here this morning if you're watching me. So that alone makes it a wonderful week and a wonderful day. No matter anything that you've been dealing with, those hurricanes, I say, those trials, the pandemic, the vaccine, trying to get scheduled for it, all that stuff. Was much better. We got in here. What I was talking about, that PPD, right? That purpose, passion, and drive. So yes, let's just rock it. Enjoy it. We only got one life. Let's live it to the fullest, So today we are rocking today because I have a pleasure of bringing back, which this individual is going to start on the show as an expert, Anary, and I can't wait to bring her on. But before we do that, I got to do my quote. But the quote is for today. And I went back to my favorite person that I love quotes from, Maya Angelou. She is my heart. I love all her quotes. So this one I'm going to give you. In fact, I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you one now. And then when I end, I'm going to give you another one just so you can think about it and take it with you throughout the day and throughout the weekend until we see each other again on Monday. So let me give you the first quote. You may not control all the events that happen to you, okay? But you can decide not to be reduced by them, okay? So you might not have no control of it, no control at all. Most of the time, we don't have a lot of control over certain things. Things just happen, right? So what do? We don't want to reduce us. We don't want to steal our joy. And we work on that every single day. Because I know it takes steps. Sometimes you can just get really, really upset at something. But I know it takes some steps. But we don't want to reduce us. Because we got a job to do. All of us, every person out there has a job to do. That's why this is the Diamond Factor Experience Show, because we have to shine. So with that, before we bring on the awesome coach to coach, we need to start this show all right. So let me see. I'm looking for something and it's not popping up. See, this is what I love, technology. Just love it. Love it. Here we go. Did I tell everybody that I am really, I'm like maybe 80% of doing the drums, of really getting some drums and learn how to do drums? Yes. I will keep you on this journey because I put it out there now. So now I'm like, did I tell everybody that? But I don't know. It just seems like every time I hear that music rocking, I just want to just, get into it. But anyway, let's bring on Anary. Let's bring her on, but I got to do her right. Let's do her intro. Just do it right. Bring this queen on. Oh my God.
Hello, hello. How are you?
How you doing, lady? You got the mask
I'm
on.
good. I'm good. Yeah, well, the kids are on spring break this week, and so I took them for their vacation. It's a workcation for me, but it's their vacation. Um, so I actually stepped into uh the I rented the gym for 30 minutes. Like, you can get it where you can have privacy if you don't want to encounter other people because of COVID. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
exercising all right. We're gonna exercise my mouth right now and do this and do this broadcast. That's what we exercise, and that's what I rented it for. So so you got people walking by. The door is glass, so you got people walking by, and I'm on the exercise machine with a laptop and headphones in. So yeah, I guess they say, yeah, she's really exercising, but that's all right. How are you this morning?
I'm doing awesome, Queen. Thank you for coming and showing where you at. I love people just being vulnerable and just being out to say, hey, this is what life's about. We got to do what we got
Yep,
to do.
yep,
So you do what we
yep,
got to do. You set it up. So we
yep.
talk. So we're really getting ready for you in May. I'm telling you, I know this thing's gonna rock. I always tell people, put it out there, do the vision, do the action steps, and then believe, believe, believe. So I am believing, lady, and you. We've been having our talks. We've been conversating, trying to see how to work this thing out. So I want you to explain to everybody because we're gonna try to do a test run today. So explain who you are and what's about to happen here now and in May.
Okay, so first I want to piggyback on that quote that you did about the one about your past and not letting You know, I have I'm an impactor, right? I'm an impact leader. And impact, I believe, is going against the grain. So a lot of times what people say and believe, everybody's going downstream, I'm coming upstream, right? Unapologetically. So you know that phrase, one bad apple spoils the bunch. So I am counteracting that phrase. I'm going upstream while everybody else is going downstream. And I'm going to say a bad apple can only spoil the bunch if you leave it in the bag. So when you remove the bad apple,
Like that.
then you can save the rest, right? So if you remove the pains, the heartaches, the struggles of your past, when you remove it from yourself, it allows the rest of you to become good, become whole, and continue to function, right? And then you say,
Mhm.
okay, well, it's too late. I've left that bad apple in there too long and it's festered everything else. The reality is everything's salvageable. Because if you think
Yes.
about it, when you have a bag of rotten apples, what happens? You use it for compost and it still grows something beautiful, right? So for everybody that feels like, hey, my past is a big bag of rotten apples, that's not true. All you have to do is repurpose what happened in your past and make it work for your future.
Woo! I'm loving that. See, see, that's what I'm talking about. Always turning something from one extreme to the next. And the quote, I
Right,
was gonna
right.
go back. I'm glad you brought that quote because I really like that. Where it says you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by
Hmm.
them. Yeah,
That's it. That's it. All right.
that
So
is
who
it.
am I? I am Anary Bellamy. I am your impact leader. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. And I'd like to say I'm a friend to many, a supporter for a lot. I like to say I encourage and I strengthen people in the spiritual realm and in the business realm. So what I do, yes, yes, Queen, just like Miss Barbara. So what I do is I come in and I help you figure out what your magic elixir is. Miss Barbara calls it what do you call it? The secret sauce, the magic
Yeah,
sauce.
the
Yeah,
secrets.
the secret sauce. Yep. Figure out what it is that makes you stand out from the rest, so you can stand out in all of this noise. And I do that because I used to be hidden behind all the noise, right? So all of these people were making all of this money, and they weren't really helping people to their fullest capacity. And I was here able to actually help them. And I was afraid to stand up. I don't want to say against, but stand up amongst all of those people making all of that noise and say, hey, I don't have 10,000 followers. I don't have this, that, and the other, but I can help you. I have what it takes to help transform you and who you are. And so once I
Mhm.
learned how to show up, I said I wanted to help, especially coaches, because that's such a saturated industry, right? But there is
Mhm.
someone for everyone, So someone may identify with you, and they didn't identify with another life coach, So that's my vision. My vision is to not only help coaches but business owners as a whole learn from my mistakes, which is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to spill all my secrets, all my all my bad apples. We're going to tell them all today. But
So so what I'm gonna do, because I want to make sure that you get the that focus on you. Plus, we're going to be looking around to see if we can find somebody, because that's the other part of this is we're going to be doing what you call like hot seat coaching. I like
mhm.
that, hot seat coaching. So just let everybody know if you want to come. See, this is where you can come on the show with us now live. And first of all, get some exposure. That's the first thing. You get exposure, you introduce yourself, tell who you are if you have your business. And then if you have a question and want to get coached by this queen over here, oh yeah, I'm right. This queen over here, she is willing to do that. And that's what we're gonna be doing when she comes on Tuesdays. So Miss Queen, I'm gonna let you do your thing about the mistakes and then I'll be right back up.
Okay, sounds good. All right, hello everyone. Again, let's talk about the mistakes I made in business. I know a lot of times when people, what they call make it, when people become leaders in their industry and things like that, they don't want to be transparent about where they came from. So here's the 5 mistakes that was holding back my impact. My first mistake was my self-esteem and believing that what I needed to show up for the world was already within me, right? So I want you to know that you are enough. Don't make the mistake I made, which was to question whether I was enough, not to show up as enough, and allowing people to go unhealed because I wasn't showing up as my best self to heal those I was put on this earth to heal. My second mistake was my money mindset, right? So we want to tell ourselves, oh, well, as long as I'm surviving, right? As long as I'm making enough to make it, as long as my bills are paid, I'm happy. Well, there's a difference between being grateful that your bills are paid and settling for less. So what we have to do, and what I had to do was shift that money mindset to say, okay, I'm grateful that my basics were covered, but I deserve a life, and my kids deserve a life, and my family deserves a life beyond just the necessities, right? And in order to do that, I had to shift my money mindset. It is okay to make money. It is okay to get paid for what you do. As a matter of fact, look at it this way. When a person invests in their transformation runs much deeper. Why do I say that? I say that because when you're invested in something, you're totally invested in something. So when they pay their money, their mind is invested now, their actions is invested now. So it is okay to charge money. My third mistake was trying to do it alone. It was a me thing. I want to grow my brand. I want my brand to be well known. And what I discovered is nobody can go about this thing alone. And a lot of times when you do like me and Miss Barbara's doing, and me and other collaborative partners are doing, when you put your genius together with somebody else's genius, something beautiful grows, and you're able to grow as a whole and as an individual, and you're able to reach heights that you would never reach alone. The other mistake that I made in business was not really knowing what it means to serve. Okay. So let me tell you, serving does not mean to give somebody just enough to need you. That's not serving. Serving means actually giving them the how, not just the what and the why, but the how as well. So when you're out there helping people, whether it be your products or services, whether you sell something, whether you're a coach, it doesn't matter. Figure out how to help them completely so that they experience a transformation with you that will allow them to want to come back and do business with you again. And the fifth mistake I made in business was not showing up enough, right? There was things that I did not like to do, believe it or not. I was not a fan of video. I could be in a room with 10,000 people. talk all day long on a stage with a microphone, but I was not a fan of video. Well, in the internet world, how is someone going to experience you if you don't get on video? So you can do video about anything in your business. It doesn't matter if you're in direct sales, it doesn't matter if you're a coach, a marketer, a VA. Share your expertise, allow people to connect with you through video, and it would totally transform your business. So those were my mistakes that I made, mistakes that I had to fix, some things that I had to turn around. And I wanted to share that with you guys to let you know that I am not perfect. I am still a work in progress and I still have things to learn, but I am more than willing to share what I've learned over the years, as well as let us all just grow together. Isn't that right, Miss Barbara?
Yes, lady, that is right. I was with you. I was hunting. I was looking around here and letting you do your presentation.
Yeah, yeah. I gave them those five mistakes and I wanted to bring you back on so they could get that wonderful synergy called you as well.
You're so well. You're gonna be doing this. So I wanted people to get that vibe because when we met, I was like, and I had to thank, there's another good vibe too, another queen, Laura Armstrong. She
Oh,
is a
yes,
good
love her.
connector. She's a good
Hmm.
connector and influencer. And I mean, I got a whole lot of love for her and a whole lot of hugs. Hopefully she's out there watching so she knows we're sharing the love, we're sharing the love with her. So yeah, definitely, definitely. So now I was going to ask you, since, we're talking about, because I really want people to understand and start pinging us and DMing us about the coaching. So you want to kind of walk us through a little bit, or what do you think you want to do?
Sure.
Because I don't see anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
sure.
can do that.
So what happens is you have an opportunity to come on and you ask your business question, right? And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to meet people where they are. So let's just say that you are not ready to come on video, right? And you want to just do your question by chat. That's fine. You can still, put your question in the chat. We'll read your question out loud so everyone can hear what your question is. And then we'll give your business a shout out, right? Tell us what your business is, tell us what you do. And then we'll go into answering your question. Now, here's the thing about hot seat and why a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't because I've watched it done several times. And what happens is they get just enough to need more, right? So when they leave with only a fraction of the answer. And when
Mm,
they go to try to implement it, there's a missing piece. Now, I'm not saying all hot seats are like that. I'm just saying I've seen quite a few. So, what we want to do is we want to break through that stigma of that kind of hot seat. And I promise you 100% that the advice that you get on this show is going to be something you can go and use in your business and get immediate results. Because our goal is not to gain coaching clients. Our goal is not to take your money for business. Our goal in this moment is to serve you, show up
mhm.
as our best selves for you, and help you see transformation in your business. That's what this is all about.
Yes. And one thing I always tell people, I always say you need to do everything intentionally. And that's my new thing this year is making sure that I do things intentional within my personal life now, within my business. And if you're going to get the coaching and take the time, make sure that you use it. Now, I always tell people, hey, you throw away, you take the good, it's like a shelf
Hmm.
thing. And the things that you might not really resonate with, or maybe you're not feeling it at that time, then put it on the shelf. Just put it on the shelf.
Hmm.
I mean, some people throw completely out, but I
Yeah,
know
because
it's
I
so to
say
put
keep
on
the
the
meat, throw away the bones.
yeah, throw away the bones. But you know what I found out, Queen, is that some of the things that was just like really like, dang, I'm throwing that away.
Hmm.
Sometimes I said to myself, maybe I'm being a little too hasty or
Hasty.
too quick
Hmm.
to do that. So sometimes it gets on the shelf for a minute, and then I kind of like look at things, as a whole, and I say, you know what? Some of that was like, but maybe that one little piece they said, or one little word I took out of
Hmm.
that. So yeah, so
Right.
you gotta make sure that, okay, just don't, just like I know this is off the record, off the top a little bit, but
Not off the record.
I do not like fish. Okay. Don't like fish at all. I don't like tuna. I don't anything that's fishy. I don't like. There's a story behind it. There's always a story behind it. What things that I don't. But had a bad experience when I was 8 years old. So I don't like fish. Um, so that was eight. Now I'm in my 50s. So now I have friends around me saying, okay, because I know a lot of people that love the lobster and love the shrimp and all that. And I don't have nothing,
I'm
I tell
one.
them, I say, hey, and you're one, and I'm not stopping anybody from loving the food that they love. Because you like it. Just like I like pizza, I like Italian food. I don't want nobody stop me from that. But then, I got
Right.
to cut down, but it's a whole other story. So anyway, back to the point. So I decided, I said, okay, I've been talking about I hate fish for like 40 something years because of the experience. Then someone just said, just because you had that one experience, you just totally just cut it out. You didn't even give it another chance. They said, poor little fishies. They didn't even get a chance to experience you and get in your body and make you some nutritious stuff in you. You didn't even give them a chance, Barbara. And, even the person that fixed the fish at the time at 8 years old, maybe they didn't know what they were doing. Maybe they didn't know how to cook it. I mean, they were kind of giving me those scenarios. So I said, okay, you're right. You're right. I'm older now. Let me give it a chance. So I want to go to a nice restaurant or whoever knows how to cook fish really well. Because I'm telling you, as soon as it doesn't happen, Barbara's out.
Hey, you only get one redo.
You only
Right.
get just one reading. By that, I'm going back to where I was. But at least, see, I'm saying all this because just to keep an open mind. Just because was something that was like, well, maybe that didn't resonate or whatever. You never know. Maybe try it again, see what can happen out of it, and then you never know. You might your taste buds might change. I'm just saying, talking about the fish and stuff, or not. Now, everybody's probably asking the question, well, Barbara, do you like fish now?
Yeah, did you
No.
try it? I want to know.
No, I'm sorry. I still don't like the fish. But, but, Queen, I did try it again. I
Yay,
did try
you
it.
tried it.
Yeah, I did
Okay,
try
that's
it.
all
I
that
tried it.
matters.
Yeah,
You
I
tried it.
did try it
And
again.
that's
And you never know. You never know. I might do it again. But yeah, I did try it because I always tell people, because as us as coaches, we're always telling people, you know what? Even if you fail or it doesn't come the result that you want or whatever, at least you tried. You just can stay on the sidelines. So I said, you know what? I'm telling everybody else that, and I'm not doing it. That's not cool. Me being a leader and stuff like that. No, 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 can't do that. So that's when I said, let me try it. And I did. I did.
I'm glad. I'm glad. And the same thing's going to happen with this hot seat. Once people try it and they see, oh wow, wait, then I know that they're going to understand the value that it has for them. It's just, the catch with this kind of stuff, especially when you come out with stuff brand new or unknown
Mm-hmm.
or again going against that
Mm-hmm.
grain, right? And
Mm-hmm.
doing something that has gotten a bad name and now you're coming along and you're revamping it and showing them, hey, it can be a great experience. It takes a little bit for people to unnerve themselves enough to jump on. But I am one that I love pushing and shoving people. So before May, I'm going to go out there and push and shove some people and say, hey, you remember when you wanted coaching and you said you couldn't afford it? Well, now's your chance to get it for free and step outside your
Ah,
comfort zone.
and get exposure.
And get exposure. Step outside your comfort zone. So there's plenty of people out there that's going to need this hot seat coaching. And they even though they may not know it yet, by the time I get done impacting their decision, they'll know they.
Loving it, loving it. So Miss Adiri, so I know with timing and everything, because we got the other half of the show, but
Right.
I wanted to make sure to bring you, we're going to continue to bring you on until you start your show. Now, this Queen show is going to be on Tuesdays, and it's going to start May. I don't have my calendar, but the first week in May. Let me get it real quick because I don't want people to be like, I didn't hear the date. May 4th. May 4th is going to be at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and then all the other times, and I always tell people find that on your own. Do a little work on that, but at least I'll give you two main ones. So it's going to be May 4th, and it's going to be for an hour. So it's going to give enough time. We can get at least maybe two or three people to come in and get their they're coaching with this wonderful queen. And like I said, be open about it. So I'm going to give you just 1 minute so you can just give some last thoughts for the listeners.
Okay, great. So today is Friday, right? And just like Miss Barbara said in her quote, her Maya Angelou quote, whatever happened this week, it happened. Things happen. Everything in my week didn't fall together the way I wanted it to. I've had scared moments in my week this week. I've had moments where opportunities been given to me and I'm like, whoa, that's huge. Can I take that on? Am I going to be able to do that? I've had moments of fear and doubt. It happens. The question is, what are you going to do about it? The question is, how are you going to fix it? If it was broken, how are you going to fix it? The question is, how much of it are you going to hold on to? If it was emotional, is it worth holding on to? Is it worth taking into your Saturday? Is it worth taking into your next 5 minutes? You have to decide in life what's worth holding on to and what you have to let go of. Now, here's the thing about letting go of things, and I know this because I've let go of quite a few relationships and things over the past couple of years, redeveloping me, who I am, and who I need to be to show up in the world. It's not an easy process. You know, I've broken relationships that I've had for 20 plus years. It wasn't like a husband wife relationship, but it was still a relationship with a large group of people that I'd had for many, many years. And I had to realize it was time to let that go. Was that easy? Absolutely not. But you have to figure out what it takes for you to show up at your best you. And you have to put in the work to do so. Or you can play the oh, woe is me, ball up, curl up. And I've done that before too, and operate from a place of surrender and give up and allow your light to go dim and not be able to be that diamond that you're supposed to be in the world. The choice is yours. The only thing we can do is support. The only thing we can do is motivate. But at the end of the day, you have to decide to make that move, make that change, or let go of whatever needs to be let go of. It is completely up to you.
Awesome. Oh my God. Awesome words of wisdom. So with that, everybody, you heard the queen. You heard the queen. So again, when are you coming on? When is your
May
start
the
time?
4th. May the
May the
4th at 9 a.m.
So what does that mean? That means that everybody needs to write it down, put it in your
Hmm.
phone, put it on your computer, whatever you have to do
You know,
to remind yourself. Get a piece of paper, pen, do old school, whatever it may be. But you need to put down
refrigerate.
so you. Oh yeah, refrigerator, sticky notes, sticky notes. So thank you, Queen, for coming on today. Like I said,
Do.
we will be peppering you in, throughout the month of even April, a few times so people can get used to it. And then from that point, I just can't wait. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Yes.
Thank
Okay,
you, love.
lady.
We really
Well, you
appreciate all that you do.
now go back. I know you got to exercise, get your workout on. So I'm gonna let
This
you do
computer
that.
is hard workout. Lifting this computer up and down is real hard work.
Yeah, look at Dustin.
That's
See
about
you
as
soon,
far as this
lady.
is gonna go. All right, you too.
Appreciate you.
Bye bye.
Haiti borders with the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry
Yes.
weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back. Here, and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti, and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running, 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada and Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who without Mrs. B might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all the...
Yes, everybody, that is HHH, Help Heal Humanity. And that's one of the 2 charities that I sponsor freely because I truly believe in what they're doing, how they're doing in the world. So you will see a lot of videos coming on that way with the commercials between the show. And also I'm going to be bringing on the CEO of the charity, because I want to make sure that you get to know. I always tell people, how do you get to build a relationship? Well, you got to get to know a person. So that's why I bring on. And that's going to go segue right into what I'm going to be talking about today. So the other half of the show, and then, I got a big smile on my face because I get all giggy when I have queens come on, or royalty. So I have 2 wonderful ladies that are part of a collaboration book that I'm in as well. It's called Make It Happen. And I'm loving the title, and that's not me. I'm just the one of the authors, but the person, the power pack lady that put this book together, and so many other things that she does, is Current Cherry. She is a force not to be reckoned with. This lady does so much. I mean, she's an author, a speaker. I'm bringing her on, but not now. I know this is kind of early for her too, because she has so many things going on. But I reached out to her and I said, I would love to bring the authors on. So first of all, so they can talk about this book and talk about their chapter, just a little bit, just a taste of the chapter. And also they can get exposure as well. Because as we know, if people don't know who you are and what you're doing, and it don't matter how many times, how many platforms you get on, be there, show up, and show people that you're there for them, create that relationship, and they can reach out to you. So that's what we do. And so every Friday I've been bringing on these authors. So let me bring on these 2. We only have, because I want to make sure I give them their time to shine and explain who they are and what they do in the world, because they are awesome. So, but I always got to do the intro. So here we go. Yes, it's magic. Hello, the queens. Now I got to check within Judy because she's been on a 3-time and we've been having a lot of connections every time she tried to come on. So, Judy, can you hear me? Oh, no. We did a test run yesterday. Judy, can you hear me? Okay, I'm gonna let you. Okay, here we go. We're gonna let it test out. So, the doctor is in the building, in that virtual house, whatever we want to call it. But this queen is sitting in her throne. Wow.
Hello. Good morning to you.
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing great, lady. I am doing great. So I want to start off because I want to make sure there's enough time to have you and Miss Judy here shine once she can get her, her tech good. Well, please introduce yourself to the listeners.
Well, I'm Dr. Nephetina Serrano, the marriage CEO. And my husband and I, we work together in life and in ministry. And we support you to achieve balance and stability in both life and in business through biblical principles to build a more effective communication in your marriage and in your relationships. So I'm an author, an entrepreneur, and a minister. So I just love my life and what I do.
Well, lady, I know we just kind of meeting, but I have been following you and your husband. You two are just if people want to know the epitome of a relationship and a couple just rocking it out in the world, go to this lady and her husband. I mean, it's precious. And see, I always tell people, you give the flower, how the old saying go, give their flowers while they're here. So
Yeah.
I have this opportunity to do that. So I just want to let you know that you are really showing up in people's lives and how to really, have that relationship with your spouse and also be that, individual at the same time. That's what I love about you. It's like, okay, you're married, but you also have your own powerhouse of being that woman, of doing your thing, being an author, being a coach, it's being that impactor. So yes. So
I love it. Yeah.
So I want to go into, because I think Judy's still working with hers, but I want to go into, you're in the Making It Happen collaboration book, and I know you've been an author before then. So I always ask the question, okay, what made you decide to put pen to paper? Because I know it's one thing to have your stories and to go through and deal with our stories. I always say our stories, to me, are stepping stones of strength because it moves us to, in our area of life, because what we went through and how we survived and how we move forward and be conquerors. So what made you decide to do that with not just, to become an author, but then also being in this book?
Becoming an author, I think, was a part of who I am. I believe I found one of the things that I was birthed into this world to do, and that was to write. Like a lot of my family, we are in ministry, so I'm a third generational evangelist, but my mom is a writer, but my mom sings, my brother sings, everybody got the singing gift, but Mick. I was like, okay, listen here. So God said, that's okay, because I'm going to give you the speaking ability and the ability to write. So that has been, I believe, I've been journaling since I was a young girl. And journaling really was my therapeutic counseling, if you will. So it doesn't surprise me that I went into counseling, because I have been journaling for so long, but I believe God just allowed me to put pen to paper early on, and I love it. It's something that I really enjoy doing.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned, Queen, about journaling, because I found that to be a gift of mine too. I love that's therapy for me. I mean, when I get upset, happy, whatever the emotions go, I just get that pen, I go in my little journal, and I just start just writing. So yeah, it does start you way to getting your thoughts on paper on that. So then after you started doing the journaling and, knowing that, okay, I am this counselor, I'm this coach. So what made you say, okay, I want to take this on and put it in a book?
You know, we have, like you said, I have written in other books, and I've written my own book, and my husband and I have done a book together for couples and marriages. But we believe it also speaks to our single people out there because it talks about the organizational structure. And so it is just one of those things where when I heard about this particular book, it was like making it happen is one of those things that you have to intentionally do. It doesn't just show up. No, you have to show up for it, and then it happens. So it was one of those things where I realized I do need to do more. And it's important to share your story. And I think a part of what people see in social media, they don't understand, I'm a people too. I go through life's ups and downs. I have journeys, and I have those hills to climb like everybody else. And I think it's important for us to be transparent and to walk in transparency, right? I know some people don't want to put your business on Front Street, but listen, being on the front lines, period, is a place where you need to know that you're there for a purpose. And so I had to begin to understand that, yes, I'm very private. I'm very, people would not believe it, but I am shy. Everybody tells me I am really, really shy. And so when I get in front of the camera, it's like I show up. It's like, amazing what God does for me. And I feel like, just like an actor or an actress, it's not that I'm acting when I come in front of the camera, but I feel like God gives me like, my superpower, and, it just goes forth.
Well, you know what? If this is what shy looks like, I'm just like, okay, make sure that we got some space here. Because when you start really like, when the shyness is like, okay, I'm not shy no more. It's like, okay, well, wait a minute. It's like a bomb just blew. A good one at that. So
Yeah.
Loving it. So can you, now I always tell people, I know there's a chapter and you're in a chapter in the book, Make It Happen. And can you just give us just a little synopsis? Because we don't want people to know the whole thing, because they want to buy the book so they can read it. So just give us just a little tad on what you're trying to get to us with the chapter.
With my chapter, it is Make It Happen when time collides with destiny. When time collides with destiny, and in my experience, miracles happen. And a transformation takes place. And so for me, what that looked like was understanding that, life, even though growing up, I talk a little bit, and it's the first time in any of my books that I really kind of give a little bit more of my background history in terms of what I went through as a young girl, right? So I was a young girl who was teased. I was a young girl who had issues, at home that happened to me that was not my fault. I had nothing to do with it. And then I was a young girl who found myself running away from home at a very early age. And so I found myself living on my own. And the big thing is, no one came for me. Like, I'm out there, because I think, being the eldest child, I grew up very mature. So I was very mature for my age. I was cooking dinner at 9 years old, literally. Yeah, fried chicken, making corn. I hadn't got the right thing down right, but I was working on it. Going to school on the bus with my sibling, making it from one part of the city to the next on the bus at an early age, because my mom had to work. She worked overnight. My dad worked. And so that was, things that I found myself early on in life. So I take you through a journey. I take you through a journey of Nephetina and what it was like for me, right? I had a good upbringing, but I had a challenged one, right? Meaning I had a roof over my head, food on the table, clothes on my back, never wanted for anything materialistically, but there was some confusion in the house. There was pain beyond the closed doors. And so understanding that, that's what was happening, with me as a young person. And then I bring you all the way up to the point where I move out on my own, some of that experience and how it felt and what it was like. And to the place where I actually meet my husband as a young lady. I had to drop out of school. Many people don't know that about me. They know I'm a college graduate. They know I'm an honorary recipient. They know that I'm in school receiving my doctorate now in counseling. But what they don't know is I had to take a year off. When I left home at 16, I had to take some time off from school. School was life to me. I love school. So to leave school was a terrible thing for me. It was hurtful to me because I envisioned myself going on to college. Like I had all these dreams and it had to be interrupted. But it's one of those, and I put that but there. You know, it's the Selah moment is coming. But God, right? He's the one that showed up on the scene for me. He never left me. He was there all the time. And even though I was going through so much, he let me know, together we win. We're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. I already destined it to be so. And no matter what comes in your life, know that I'm with you and you will get over it. You will get through it. I will see you to victory. And so I had to learn that early on, but I thank God that I did. And now I'm here as a living testament. Yes. And he said, listen, there's people out there waiting. There's a line. Don't you see it? They're around the corner. I need you to get moving. So 2020 happened, fast forwarding very quickly, and I lost a lot. My family lost, between both sides of my family, husband, my mom, my dad's side, we lost 13 people. Beginning January, and we ended on 13 this January. And I'm telling you, it was a rough road. It was a rough road, but guess what? God said it's time to move forward, and I have to do that because people are waiting.
Ooh, lady, yes. Well, first of all, my prayers and thoughts are with you and your family and your husband, because I know how that is. I lost 11 people through the whole pandemic thing too, so I totally understand. But like you said, I like how you always put that but God. But God, and that's always the turning point. When you see that turning point, I just do that little happy dance inside of me because I'm like, you know about that dance, that happy dance.
Yes,
oh, wonderful lady. But you just been now, I just have to say, you said, who you are, and I'm sitting here like, okay, does people really know who this woman is? Do they know all of what she does and how many hats? I mean, you a publisher, and you a certified counselor. See, this is what I'm talking about. You take the time, take the time to get to know these people. And then I always say, reach out to these queens. See, I always push this, doctor. I always push it. I always tell people, I said, I bring you on. You get to know them. You know their credentials, because some people are like, oh, what kind of credentials they have? Okay. There's no question. There's not a second thought. And then to come on and just be just how you are, the relationship, and how you, talk, and just the way that you care. And I can just see it. It's all there in your heart. So, so I just tell people, please reach out after you hear these women talk. And just to have the vulnerability to get in a book. I mean, some people, it's hard. Sometimes it's really difficult to say, I got to put myself out there. And then, I put it out there. And the only thing I always say is that, like you said before, we do that because we want to make sure we give other people the connection so they know they're not alone. We all been through the different sort of troubles. And then the second, I'll give them hope that they can move forward and do that, but as we always say, and turn that table.
Yeah. That is so important, Sister Beckley. That is so important. I am, sister, like we in church, right?
I told you. I love it. I love being a sister. I love it.
There is a little part in the book that I like to read. It's a small little snippet, and it just says, "Be encouraged. And remember that no matter how hard it gets, there is simply nothing too hard for God. And when man discourages you, because they will, encourage yourself. Family may fail you and friends may turn their backs on you, but God has a plan for your life, a good plan, not an evil one. And when you feel you're alone, know that you're not alone because God says, lo, I am with you always. And I just want to say that to anyone that's listening today, even when we feel alone, in the midnight hour and those tears are flowing on that pillow and there's nobody in that room but you, know that God said, I am with you always. So alone, but not alone.
Mm. Woo. See, you already was in my head because I was going to say, Queen, give them, so the listeners that last thought or wisdom, and you just hit it. You just dropped the mic on everybody. You just dropped the mic. Woo. So now I want to make sure again that they can, how they can contact you. So please let them know how they can contact you and create that relationship and build on.
Absolutely. So my husband and I, as you said, we have several ministries. So one of the things we have is a nonprofit is called Covenant Rescue 911. It is a 24-hour hotline for couples and families in crisis. And if you're in that situation, you can dial 855 Rescue 911 or covenantrescue911.com. And to reach me on any of my social media channels, all you need to do is go to www.marriageceos360.com and you will find everything you need to know.
Okay, everybody. So make sure that you put that, okay, I'm going to do it like this, pen to paper. Sometimes you got to show instead of saying, write down what she just said because you want to get with this queen and she has had so much and her and her husband is a power pack couple and they know their business and they're here to help, and create it they're already creating an impact, but just increasing that impact in people's lives. So thank you, Queen, for coming on today. It's an honor and a privilege to have you on the show and keep doing your thing. And I always tell everybody that comes on, if you have something that's coming forward, if you want to promote or whatever you're doing, I am here to help you and be a service to you if you need to come back on the show.
Well, I'm going to take you up on that because I'm in the process of doing a book anthology with a group of women. And it is simply Rise Up, Women Who Lead, Building Legacy.
Yes.
So we'll be back.
We'll be back. We had to talk. We might have to bring your authors on because that's what, just to let you know, let everybody know real quickly, the month of April and May, most of my interviews I'm doing on the show is going to be authors. So I have a call out, like they said, casting call, and I have some already to come in and please, because I want to interview, I want to get you out there. I want people to know the book and all that. So yes, so the month of April and May, and we need to talk. We're bringing the authors in the house.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it. Thank you so much again. And thank you so much to that amazing bus in the seat. Yes, Kern Carey Cherry, we want to say thank you for allowing us to journey along with you in this book, Make It Happen.
Yes, give it to the Royal Queen. Yes, Kern. Okay, ladies, so you have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend, and we will see each other soon.
Very soon. Take care. God bless you.
I'm hanging on your every word, the love inside, I feel it burn. I've never felt this way before. I've had a taste, now I want more. So here we are, just you and me. I'm overwhelmed when you touch me. You talk so sweet, I hear the sound, 'cause when you do, my feet won't touch the ground. My feet won't touch the ground.
I am just dancing back here with the music because I just had a party with the doctor. Woo! I love her name. I hope I'm saying it right. I don't want to Nephitina. I hope I said it right. I wanted to ask her that before, but I got so engulfed in what she was saying. It was so powerful and giving that wisdom to us. But I just want to let her know, Queen, if you're still on with me, I love your name. I love what you do. Again, just keep bringing that impact. And we will be talking because, like I said, as a reminder, everybody, the month of April and May, I am bringing the authors to you. And if you are an author, if you're already in a book, if you're in, collaboration book, if you're a publisher, all that, the whole list, reach out to me. Let's talk. I want to make sure that we get you here and we, get you spotlighting and letting you, okay, I want to say it. I have to say it because it's the diamond show, having you shine like a diamond. So with that, as I'm going to leave everybody with the quote, because I always leave, I start with the quote and I end with the quote, because I want you to kind of take it in. Now, I always tell people, just to give you a little tip on quotes, read it more than one time, read it more than two times, because I find out that I always, every time I have a quote, I learn something a little bit different from that quote of what's talking to me. Because see, quotes talk to you. I know some people are like, Barbara, what you talking about? They do. They talk to you in the situations that you're going through at that point. Because a lot of times I'll read a quote, if I'm happy, I say, oh, I like that quote. That was a good quote. Yay. And then those days when I'm like, oh, wow, it's been one of them days. And I read that quote and it's just like the power just comes out from that quote into my soul. So that's what I said. Make sure you read the quotes. Not just don't do it so quickly, because there's always something to help you. So Maya Angelou, the lady I always go to, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Don't, and I'm putting this out. Don't let anything or anybody reduce you. You're too special. You're too special. I want to go there. PPD, that's my thing. Purpose, passion, and drive in your life. You have that gift, that genius that no one else has, that uniqueness I always talk about. So don't let nobody reduce that. That's like a slap in the face to yourself. Do not do that. Always remember that you are golden. You have this purpose. You weren't just dropped in this earth and said, oh, well, what do I do? No, you have that purpose and the passion behind it and the drive. Just to give you the drive definition, I always say, your drive is all those stories, good, bad, and ugly, that made stepping stones of strength for you to keep pushing your purpose and to keep pushing your passion. So with that, everybody, I told you it's going to be an awesome show today. I'm bringing them, and there's going to be more. I'm going to give you some more information. The month of May, I have some new experts coming on the show that's going to be on a regular basis. I just can't keep stuff. Starting in May, because we already heard from Anary. She's going to be doing the hot seat coaching. And then on Thursday, we're going to have pitch day. Now you're probably saying pitch day, like throwing like a ball? No, pitching your business. Yes. I told myself I'm not going to be having a show to not give no value to anybody and to help people move forward in their life. So I said I want to do a pitch day show where you can come on and pitch. Guess what? I am looking for investors. And does this sound like a familiar show? If anybody's thinking about Shark Tank, yeah, it's going to be just kind of similar to that. But we want to make sure you pitch, but we're not going to only just say, come on, pitch. We're going to show you and help you and coach you how to pitch the right way so you can get those investors in your company and make sure that you can move and groove and level up. So yes, we're going to be having pitch day Thursday starting in May. I couldn't help myself. But with that, you'll be hearing more of that. And if you're interested in that too, there's going to be a calling cast. Well, they call it a casting call or something like that. There's a call. This is a call out to people that are interested in wanting to pitch their business. And, we're going to work with you and get you there and get some investors looking at you and go from there. So with that, you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Friday weekend. We will be back on Monday with Mr. Iqbal Acha. He's going to be talking about personal branding. And then after that, let's see, it's the third because some of them switch off. Then we'll have Brandy coming on talking about mindset and relationship building and all that good stuff. So I'm telling you, we're bringing on the experts. And as I always say, as I said before, remember your PPD. That is your diamond factor, your purpose, passion, and drive. Do not, again, please don't let anybody reduce you, because you need to shine in the world and give an impact to others. See you on Monday.